bitches in a sexual way or a sexist way. I mean bitches, because I just like to say that word, bitches. Let's get it. First on our mobility list, transverse bridge with a reach. So 4-point stance here, flip those hips around, square those hips up, press, and then reach toward the sky. And you can even go back if you're feeling it. And then come back to center. And then we're gonna switch sides, obviously. Square the hips up, press up, reach up and back. Really stretch those quads out, get those glutes fired up. So we can go back around. We're gonna do about a minute and a half of this. I got one that's not on the board, but I think it'd be good for you guys today since we're doing a lot of lower body. It's a frog stretch. It's really a shitty stretch, but it's really good for you. So open up those knees as wide as you think you can. Turn your toes outward. Yeah, just getting in that position is a little bit wonky, right? Now push your hips back into your heels. Yeah, I know, it's brutal. Good. So kind of like inch your knees outward. This is something I should be doing on the daily. If you want, you can get down to your knees, your elbows, and then just keep pressing your hips back. Find that spot where it's like a 7 out of 10, and then just stay there for a second, and then come back up and just give it a little bit of release. I always feel like if I stay in these poses or these stretches too long, I stiffen up and I get even worse than when I went into them. So I try to make them a little bit more dynamic, get some blood flow, just kind of keep pushing the envelope a little bit, keep pushing the threshold back, or your hips back to increase that stretch. Take note, left, right, one side maybe more tight than the other. All right, guys, you can fold out of that and just literally just straighten your legs. Just get into this down dog position and slowly start to walk yourself back up. And then hang here for just a second. Let those hips kind of do their thing, head hanging. And then one vertebrae up on the way up. One vertebrae at a time on the way up. Good morning, Will. All right, mobility's done. Warm up. 2 exercises today. First is a walkout. Simple stuff. Fold over at your waist. Instead of again. Simple stuff. Fold over at your waist. Try to take as many steps as possible to get to that high plank position while keeping those legs straight. What I see a lot is this. Right? And you're losing the benefit of getting those hamstrings opened up. So stay here for a second and then take small little steps to get into that high plank position. Next up, Russian twist. Doesn't need much, you don't need weights. Morning crew is burning up without weights, but if you want them, perfectly fine. What I'm looking for is keeping those knees, your hips kind of centered. Good strong posture. You're just rotating your upper body slightly. 10 and 2. The challenge is going to keep these knees from swinging back and forth, okay? If you need to grab weights, I'm all for it. Just keep that good form and we're good to go. What you want? Perfect. Hey, all right, here's how it's going down. Felicia, and a little recap for everybody else. 3 exercises are to be done consecutively and within a 3-minute window. Okay, so as soon as you get them done, you get a rest for the remaining time in that window. Okay, so it's turning out to be a minute to a minute and a half worth of rest each round, and we're doing 6 of them, 6 rounds. So you have a hold exercise in there, a power, and a strength exercise. All are obviously complementary to each other and programmed to fatigue you before you get into your strength exercise. So it's like a pre-exhaust. So first up on our hold is going to be a simple wall sit, right? So tuck that butt underneath, get that core fired up, push the lower back against the wall. I always like to get more posture out of it too, so just rotate your shoulders outward and kind of smash those upper back muscles onto the board, or what's this called? Wall. Next up, your power exercise is going to be a standing broad jump. So hands go back, or hands are here actually. You're looking to rock forward, or jump forward I should say, and land softly, okay? So part of the exercise is controlling the landing. Protect your knees. So if you know that you're not really good at decelerating, don't go as high or as far, right? It's still a jump, right? And ideally, you want to fall forward if you are going to fall. Just putting that out there. You're doing 6. Back squats for you guys. If you guys just want to start setting them up, I'll help you with some technique stuff. But I'm just going to give these guys at home some replacement for the back squats because they can't do back squats. Cool? I'll be there in 3 seconds. Guys at home, instead of doing back squats, because that's our exercise for today, some form of squats for you guys. A couple different variations you can do. You can hold the weight up here and do, it's called almost like a prisoner squat, right? So that's one option for you. Number 2, sumo squat, holding the weights in here, close to your body, dropping the hips nice and low. Again, it's not a deadlift. You want to drop those hips low. Okay. One more option. And another option, you can do almost a narrow stance squat. Keep those dumbbells at your side. Okay, 3 options for you guys. Choose what you think would fit best. If you want to vary it up. What?
What will I get the most out of those 3?
That's all relative to what you're feeling. Really, that's why I give you guys 3. So try them all if you want.
Okay. Thank you.
Either one. And if you don't have access to like heavier weights, I would suggest taking your time and doing more of a negative and then explode on the way up. So negative, 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 negative. Looking for that speed on the way up. Okay? Get my clap of the scene here. All right, good stuff. Finisher. Specifically, Felicia, I'm just going to explain it. You have 13 minutes to get 5 rounds in. Seems pretty easy, right? But you're only going to be able to work for a minute at a time. I'm going to stop you for a minute of rest. So the job is to get as much work done as you can in that minute, and then rest for a minute, and then get back to it, pick up where you left off, and complete 5 rounds within 13 minutes. Does that make sense? Cool. Your exercises today, we got more jumps. Jumping split squat. You're going to take a staggered stance. Same thing. You're looking to get height, but you're also looking to control the landing. We're doing 7 each. Next up, hang muscle clean. So hang means those dumbbells are not touching the floor, they're just hanging below your knees. You're gonna pop your hips, you're gonna get those dumbbells right to your shoulders. How quickly can I stand up with those dumbbells? Now the idea, this exercise, is to use your hips, but also your upper back. Right? You don't wanna just do a forearm curl. You want to use full range of the shoulder. Okay, up and back. Doing 8 of those, and you're going to head right into, I don't know if I can say man maker anymore. I don't know if that's sexist. Should be muscle maker. Here we go. Squeeze your glutes, keep that core nice and tight. 1 row, 2 row, push up, pop those hips up, clean, dip, press. A lot going on.
We're doing
Okay?
weighted?
Yeah. Power week. One of my favorite exercises. Obviously, you do 1 or 2 reps and your heart rate's through the roof.
Everything, right?
Everything. Kind of like the Turkish get up. So you're only doing 3 of those. You're probably going to be able to use the same weights for both.